2 seconds shy of it being 6:01.
Well, I said I was gonna start at 6, so
Yeah, you're a man of your word, man of your
I'm
word.
a man of my word, my friend. Welcome back. What was your MMR last time? What is it
Uh,
now?
it was
Etc.
5,500, no, 5,500, yeah, something like that. And I'm now 5,900. I
Nice.
was one game away from 6K, and then
And
I
then you
had
choked,
some unfortunate occurrences. Yes,
so you choked.
yeah, it was definitely my fault.
Okay, that's good. Good responsibility to be taken. Good attitude.
It was the whole thing about map distribution. I think was the biggest part of it. Uh, there were 2 SF replays, and one of them we took a really good fight and won it, and then I just walked into triangle and fed,
Okay,
and that
I
kind of
remember
ruined
that.
our entire it kind of ruined our entire advantage.
Yeah.
Like it was called noob coaching session or something.
Okay. So I had a 5K coaching session that was called a noob session.
Yes, yes, yes.
I see. I see. Makes sense. You're pretty newbie. So, okay. So what has that really done for you? Like, do you feel like it's like palpable why you've gained 400 MMR, or are
Oh,
you just kind of
definitely.
gaining it?
It's not even like I'm telling people in games like, oh guys, we should put this here, here, and whatnot. It's identifying when the enemy does it wrong. Because
Okay.
it's quite easy to say this guy is not allowed to be here because of X reason, instead of trying to like corral my idiots into going to the right place.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, yo guys, there's like a lion and underlord in our jungle, and this guy's top. Can we just all TP to like our bottom tier 1 and kill them? And 90% of the time, people do it, and then we just win the game,
Nice. Nice. That's cool.
which
Yeah,
is
I'd
very cool.
say regardless of whether or not it's easier to like punish your opponents or whatever, I think it's mainly that like if you watch somebody like Quinn, the reason why he's ranked 1 or top 3 or whatever is because he's pretty much always in the right place. Like
Yeah.
of course, the higher you go, the worse teammates you get. So it shows that he like sometimes he gets really annoyed with his teammates because of how bad they are comparatively. But
Yeah.
um, I think a lot about Dota is just doing your own job correctly. So I don't think you even need to worry about crawling your allies. You just have to not be the guy that's dying randomly. You have to not be like that SF that's by itself or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you do
Had that
that,
earlier.
you'll win more games than you lose. I had my one game yesterday that was like a serious comeback with PL. And then, I manted and didn't have mana for TP, and I was that one guy after the kills
Yeah, you
that got
just
called
died, and
out.
then the game was
Yeah,
over.
and the game was over. So, um, yeah, it happens even at my bracket. It's a pretty important skill to learn for sure. Uh, do you have in mind what you want to do today? Continue with that, or
Um,
just see what's
Yeah, I
next,
mean,
or what?
obviously, whatever comes up, because there's definitely things I'm not thinking about. But I think I sent you both 2 Leshrac replays, because there have been a lot of games where I kind of want one of those stunning mids, and there's
Okay,
not really someone that I think of that has just point click stun besides some kind of DK. So
okay,
Void Spirit and Lesh, the kind of like Yules, and then you have an ability to come out of it, are the heroes I pick when I feel in that situation. And both of these Lush games, I was like feeling it, we were kind of doing really well, and I went like Yule's Bloodstone in both of them, I think, because I got Aegis in one of them, and it felt really. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for a greedier item. We're kind of owning. I got an Aegis, or I don't think that I need something else besides this right now. And then we ended up like losing, and I die like 3 times after getting the Bloodstone, and that's just kind of worthless.
Banana slam jam.
yeah, Lesh is one of my favorite heroes. I love Lesh.
No,
Cool hero.
I used to hate it. When it was like meta last patch or something, and everybody was picking it or something, I couldn't play it. I hated it. And then I started playing it on my Smurf afterwards, and I was like, okay, this hero like has a stun, he pushes towers, he cleared waves, he has good kill pressure. It's kind of like the epitome of a good mid hero.
Yeah, he's fun. So let's check this out. Gonna go for a rune engagement. Okay. Giving him the good old click.
Yeah, yeah, the melee versus ranged torture.
Oof. Pick up that ward. Okay. What are you doing with these items here, man?
I got first
outplaying
blood.
yourself or some shit.
I got first blood and I hadn't put my ward down yet, and I just bought like mango stick, not mango, tango stick, and I didn't have any slots.
Yeah, you were having some issues. Dude, put your fucking stick in your inventory. What am I watching? It's so weird. Yeah, seems pretty obvious in hindsight, but like right now, this is something that you just should always get in the habit of. Like right now, what do you just like have to do?
Kill the ranged.
You just like have to kill the range before these two creeps die.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
because then
some awkward shit's gonna
steamrolled.
happen. So it's like
Yeah.
nice that you click this guy as much as you can, but like refining this is to the point where you never right click this guy too long, such that this range creep doesn't die in time, right? So it ends up not being like that good of a trade for you because of how long it took you to kill a range. Seems like really
Yeah.
obvious to you, but it's every time you're in that situation where their range creep is underneath their tower and your creeps are in their tower, that's like pretty much always the case. So since that situation happens so much, it should be definitely handled better on average. Okay. Gonna see if you're going to go this correct skill build against this Ember.
That's definitely something I am not the most familiar with, as I don't have a ton of Lash games. When to go, what build. I've been thinking about it more and more, and I still don't have the perfect answers.
Yeah, you went the right skill build versus Ember. Specifically. Usually I don't even level my stun level 1, just because like I realize if I miss it once or twice because the Ember slights it, it just feels so bad.
Yeah, it feels awful.
I've even gone like 0-2-3 or 0-2-1 on this hero. Where like level 4 I level my stun. I'm not saying that's like what you're supposed to do. It's just like worth considering, just because pretty much all you're doing the whole time is right clicking the guy, and most good Embers won't let you stun them anyway. So yeah, you're gonna contest him. This is the skill build paying off. Yep, nice. Okay. Yeah, good pressure.
You had
So
the illusions
Quakeful would
whip up
be
pretty
really
quick.
disappointed in you right now. So I know you have like the illusions, so maybe you're thinking like get out of chains or whatever. What would Quakefoot tell you to do with these bad boys?
Spawn illusion, go grab the wave.
Dude, you fucking stack 2 camps with this shit.
Oh, it
bro.
is. It is
You stack
45,
this
yeah.
camp and you stack this camp, man. You just fucking stack. That's what Quakefoot would have me do. On Lesh specifically, it's amazing because you'll go pick up the bounty while you're like level 6, and you'll kill this, and then you'll kill that.
Grab the camps, yeah.
Yeah, it feels fucking awesome to farm a couple stacks on Lesh when you're level 6. You can accelerate so quick with like a couple extra camps.
That's something there's a lot of Lesh things that I'm not super comfortable on, like maybe not specifically Lesh for stacking.
I think
when I want to farm instead of run around.
Yeah.
Like
I
I feel
illusion runes
powerful.
can be stack heavy on any hero, but Lesh, it's like
Yeah.
you just have to. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's the in between of, do I want to run around because I'm strong, or do I want to farm because I like am Lush and I can get stronger? Finding the time for both is not the easiest.
So this is a situation where I would be surprised if this worked. Yeah. So basically the way I look at this is, how much does this have to happen? Meaning that, you know, how is your top lane doing without you there? So it looks like Sand King's like level 5.5 and Weaver just hit level 6. So I guess I would ask you, like, objectively, how does that look to you?
That seems alright. I feel like it would be probably worse for Sand King in the lane than a little bit of a half level.
Yeah, I'd say anybody who's losing to Weaver by like half a level is whatever.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
So, on top of that, Weaver's like a very low percentage kill for your hero.
Yes.
So, like, say it's like a troll or, you know, some hero that can't move fast. Basically, Lesh is like really reliable. You just walk at them with your arm, you're gonna do a lot of damage. So this specific rotation, I think, kind of griefs you because it could work, but this is the type of rotation where sometimes Leshes show up to my lane when I'm like a PL, and it like griefs me really hard if I'm the PL. Like it fucks me for a Lesh to do this. But like if I'm Weaver, I'm kind of like, what is this Lesh doing here? You know, why is this guy doing
Yeah,
it?
it's
I
not
remember,
actually guaranteed.
yeah, I did like a similar play with DP where I'm like, yeah, we'll get the stun into my silence, and then it just doesn't work. And it's like, could it have worked? Sure. But it's just not like usually with Death Prophet or Lesh, you want like worst case scenario to be this guy gets booted out of lane and you take their tower. Like that's like worst case. You know, they see you coming and they leave. But like if they can see you coming or like not see you coming, barely live and then like still stay in lane, you're like griefing yourself really hard. So this is a stage of the game where you as a Lesh need to realize that you are a farming mid, but if there's like some guaranteed free kill, you should go take it. Like that's where you're at. So this space you're giving Ember, I think, is pretty massive. You like killed him once at the rune, you took his tower, and he's like the same level as you are, like exactly. You know, has more CS than you. He's only 400 net worth lower than you when you killed the tower and you killed him. So this is an example of rotation that I think is griefing yourself. Like if you played that illusion rune to stack at 5 minutes, you killed the tower like you did, you know, you pushed in mid over and over again, farmed these like 3 camps, ran base, or 2 camps I guess, ran base, came back and pushed mid, get the 8-minute rune, or 6-minute rune, whatever it is at that point, you know, then maybe you find an opportunity. But yeah, this is the point in the game where you like grief yourself as Lesh, Storm, these like early acceleration heroes, because that like first item for you is so impactful. I would argue since you had such an amazing start. I'm not a big fan of Bracer right now. I think back when it gave Magic Res, it was really nice for mid laners like Lesh. But right now, I think pretty much every item you buy just has to accelerate you as a mid laner. So I think Null Talisman is just way too good. You either go like Null Talisman, or this would be like Windlace Raindrops. You know, those items accelerate you. So, like this game, because you had such an amazing start, I would lean towards Boots Travel first. Like that's what I would lean towards, just because I'm having such a good start. So all that does is you're gonna do the exact same thing for until like the 9-minute mark, because you had such a good start, and then when you walk base, you can then just suddenly like TP on this creep wave and kill somebody. You know, like that's what you can do. So, a lot of factors here. I think most of it stems from the fact that you're against a Weaver, but like it really just comes down to the percent chance of this working. And when you said like I don't know when to farm or when to fight, Storm and Lesh, like you are a farmer, but if there's a kill that you can just like pretty much reliably get, you should always help your team. Like that's how I look at it. So like even though that guy died, I just wouldn't have done this. I don't know what else to say. I don't think that should have worked. But it worked. So I don't hate you for it. Like I would never flame somebody for trying. But like I personally would not have tried that. I would not have tried that one. Because the way I look at this situation is you're like absolutely free farm, and now we're just like 4-man at their top lane. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. But it's been like a minute and a half. You've gained like a 400 net worth. Nothing's really happened here. It's just so weird to me. I feel like you're like the thing about Lesh is he's like Luna, where if he gets off to like a good enough start, his only limitation for farming speed is like, what would you say Lesh's like 2 main farming limitations, but like what's number 1?
My Discord crashed for
fine.
like 5 seconds.
You're fine. So what is, I would say Lesh has 2 major farming limitations. Which one would you say is number 1 and number 2?
I mean, mana is probably the first one.
Okay. I would say mana's second, personally.
Mana's second?
I would say mana's second, yes.
Like other farming limitation is like move speed, but I don't know if that's
Lesh pretty fast, man. Lesh pretty fast.
Yeah.
325.
Thinking like how much you can get away with. Like if there's somebody that needs to be pressured.
I'd say it's how much you can get away with because people can just kill you. Like Lesh is really bad against like Tusk, for instance, because like usually Tusk plus
gone.
1 kills you. So the thing about Lesh is when you have that super good start, is like there's this period of time from like 7 minutes to like 10 that nobody can fuck with you. Like you're just doing whatever you want. You walk from camp to camp, you walk from wave to wave, you're clearing everything you fucking want, and then like 11 minutes into the game, they suddenly have finger. And you try to do the same thing, and you're just gonna get fingered. Right? Like that's like the difference for me. So
Yeah, the same stuff happens on Monkey.
Yeah. Same shit on Monkey King too. Yeah. Any of these like early game 1v1 beasts that are burstable with like 2 or 3 heroes. That's like pretty much how they live. Like Lesh, Monkey King, all that kind of stuff. I said Luna, but it's just like in the same way that like Luna's main limitation I think is death. Like if she's allowed to hit creeps, like Blaze is an amazing farming speed spell. Same with Lesh, right? He just shreds fucking creep waves and camps. And usually you get bottle charges, you have clarities, you have a void stone, whatever. Double null. So like yes, mana's a limitation, but like pretty much all of your items like are built to fix that limitation. But early game, you need like that second item or so before you feel survivable. And that's like where I would like why I value this stage of the game so highly for Lesh, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're
not buying no BSJ says by no has been killed.
Dying to 3 heroes, that's prophesized.
So the thing about Lesh from 7 to 10 minutes that like so if you watch my educational Smurf game, it was at like 3K. I think it's 3.9. I think it was like 4K flat or so. So yes, of course, it's lower than you. But the way I play the game is 100% applicable whenever you win your lane. Like the way I play that game. So all I did was kill their mid tower and then just have 900 GPM. Like that's what I did. So it sounds like, oh, that's so easy, BSJ, just farm. But the thing about any hero with heavy wave clear, what would you say about any hero in the game with heavy wave clear, heavy camp clear, really fast farming speed? What would you say about those heroes?
They're squishy.
Okay, that's true. But I guess what I would ask you is what's an implication that comes with the fact that you can clear waves really fast and you can farm camps really fast?
I'm probably taking aggressive farm or like
Possibly.
I'm not certain.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm trying to like get you to think about this. I'm gonna try not to give you the answer. So if I can't clear waves fast, well, how might that hurt me? And I'm not talking about just farming speed. Like let's ignore like how fast I'm killing creeps. If I can't kill lanes fast, how might that hurt me?
I have to like go take my other core's farm.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is you lose map pressure. So as a result, you end up like colliding with farm with your teammates and stuff. So the implication I'm trying to aim for you to understand is if you can clear waves really fucking fast at any point in the game without dying, then you're going to have the map pressure advantage. So what happens when you have a map pressure advantage?
You just get to like control more of it. You're able to force
you
people around the
get
map.
to choose where other people go, and you get to choose the fights you want to take. So what I'm seeing from you is that you had an absolutely free farm lane. You took the tower, and then you're letting the enemy team fight you with 4 heroes. Do you see what I'm like getting at here?
Yeah.
It's like you can just make them respond to you and then TP there. You know, like you don't have to like walk into 4 heroes. You're not like forcing them to do anything about you. I want you to think if you're just like shoving the mid wave over and over again and then taking camps over and over again, and then like you see like eventually while you're doing this, the opponent's going to do something. So say like the 4, I don't even know who's 4, Lion or Bane. The 4 position hero just TP's top. And you're just like doing your farming rotations. What could you do with that?
Just go bottom.
You could literally just walk bottom. And then like the Weaver might walk or like TP bottom to respond to you. And then it's like, okay, I guess I'll just TP top now. You know, it's like there's like so many different openings you can look for that will naturally occur because you are just shoving lanes really fucking fast. Like, I don't know how to say it, but if you're playing against an enemy team and they have some guy that's like flash farming and like free farm, don't you feel pressured? Like, don't you want to do something? Like,
Yeah.
you can feel it. So you can put people in that spot with heroes like Lesh. Like, you're gonna have, 10 CS a minute starting at 7 minutes into the game, which is like crazy, right? Like, not very many heroes can do this. So all the games I lose on Lesh are usually games where I have like 1 or 2 bad deaths in the first like 6 minutes. So then I can't just like run rampant on the map ever. And I'm playing like this super dodgy game, right? Those are the
I
games
saw one the other day.
Yeah. I had that against the Tusk. I remember I was like, God, I shouldn't have picked Lesh against Tusk. And I was like, fuck. I knew it in the draft too, and I just like I was overly confident that I could make it work. So yeah, with Lesh, like, all I'm saying is any hero that has this flash farming capability, it's just like any split pusher with a battle fury at some point. You should never just walk into 5 heroes because you just don't have to. Anytime you're a flash farmer, you just don't have to do that. So also every time you're fighting as 5, you're not flash farming. So if your hero's like capable of flash farming, there's like a double negative to that. Like there's 2 downsides in 1. Okay, so we're gonna keep playing this out. We see 4 bottom. You're gonna shove mid. Top tower died. Kind of a needless rotation here. Oh, you're going for a kill. I see. How do you feel about this kill on Pango?
I mean, you would take it if it's there, right?
Okay.
It's not like, oh, we need to kill their guys. Their Pango is farming, guys. We need to kill him. It's not like one of those. It's just I feel like we have the heroes and the position
So at
to
what
be able to
point do
kill
you
him.
kill people that fit this Pango's description?
So at what point?
Yeah, I'm saying in what situations do you kill people that fit this Pango's description that you just gave me?
When they're out of position.
How about when you're farming and they're in your fucking way? Like, they're literally just in your way. You're like...
They're blocking me from creeps?
Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And you just kill him. So, the reason why those situations arise that way is because if somebody's like this Pango where they just don't matter, in the sense that, like, killing them is not, like, an objective, it's just a kill, it's because they're in the way of your objective that you kill them. So either this guy's, like, single-handedly defending tier 1 top, or he's in the middle of your farming pattern. This guy isn't an objective right now. You see that, right? Like,
yeah.
I refuse to believe you think you're getting, like, a tier 2 tower off of this kill. Like, that's not happening. So, then the real question is, what else could you be doing on the map when you see a Pango top, you just saw an Ember mid?
Go bottom.
You could go mid or bottom right now. Both of those are completely reasonable. Bottom and mid right now. Bottom would be like push 1 wave and then farm through your jungle back to mid.
Yeah.
Mid would be like, keep pushing that and probably farm like around mid lane. So which one of those 2 options sounds better right now?
The second one.
The around mid one?
No, the go bottom and go up
the go bottom one. Why does it sound better?
Because it's open, it's free, and
because there's a PL in where you would be farming. Like there's 2 options.
I can't go back.
You like with like your goal of being Lesh is that you get to clear waves so that you can then jungle the camps near the waves, right? Like that's what flash farmers
shoves out,
all
so
do, right? So you just go to the lane that like you can flash farm and get the camps near it. So right now PL's taking the triangle, so like what's better? Clearing 2 waves bottom and walking through your jungle, or killing this fucking Pango? Like
doing the bottom shenanigans.
I just refuse to believe this Pango actually fucking matters. And you know what happens with these kills with Pango is you're like, we have 4 heroes now. We just have 4 heroes top. Now what? Like that's what everyone on your team's thinking right now. We have 4 heroes here. Now what? I guess we hit this tier 2? Like, you know, that's what you think to yourselves. And you're like, I guess we take a fight here. We got 4 people. Fuck it. You know, like, what else are we gonna do? Then you're like, I guess I'll walk back top, pressure this tower again. Oh, stun that guy, and then I'm dead. You know, it's like, it just looks so awkward. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it was funny because I said, like, going for this needless kill before it even happened. For me, it comes from looking at the other 2 lanes and looking at what you could be doing and thinking, like, that Pango doesn't really fucking matter. You've already got 3 heroes here. There's no objective there. And these are what leads to, like, random deaths. It's inefficient even if you don't die compared to the other option. So right now, we're just going to keep monitoring lanes. Sand King's playing bottom. PL's playing top. You have a ward bottom, so you're going to play this jungle. Okay. You're going to smoke into their triangle for bounties. I can get behind this. That was a good smoke. Okay. Mid lane could be pushed. You're going to walk bottom instead. You're going to take this. Okay. Helping your carry out. Trying to turn the engagement. I'll just tell you, man. Maybe this goes against a lot of things I've ever taught you guys, where, like, objectives are nice and all. But once again, reiterating, this bottom tier 1 just doesn't do jack fucking dog shit. At what games does this tier 1 tower do jack more than jack dog shit?
I mean, I would say when I'm dire, but if I'm
when you
Radiant,
are Radiant taking top or bottom tier 1 or dire taking top tier 1, when does that tower matter? There are situations it matters. You're 6K, so instead of teaching you the rules, we're going to start looking at exceptions.
Yeah.
When does this tower matter?
I know for dire because you can, like, get in triangle roach control. I guess if they're, like, have some big ancient stacker or some big triangle player, because they don't have anyone to come save them.
They have a big ancient farming triangle farmer. Because that tower enables you to invade the ancients. Okay? That's what it does. So if they don't have that, that tower means nothing. It literally means nothing. So, like, this is a game where I just know that tower means nothing. Like, if you go take their triangle, the Weaver's just going to go somewhere else. The Ember's just going to go somewhere else. They're going to go try to kill somebody else. Who are they actually going to go kill if you take their triangle?
My carry that's not playing with us.
That's on his own triangle, because he's a PL.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? Like, we don't care about invading their triangle. They have a Weaver, and we have a PL. So, if you want to make a smoke gank to their triangle because of the bounties, that's, like, fine, because that's an objective in and of itself, right? You just smoked, you got to kill the bounties because you're predicting they're going to be there, which they are. It's pretty reliable they will be. You got the kill on their carry. And so, with the assumption that we know bottom tower means nothing, when would we take it?
After everything else is gone, and
when there's nothing else to do, just like this Pangolier kill top. There's nothing else to do. Okay, there's literally nothing else to do. So you look at the map right now. What is there to do?
Mid.
It's so much more important to push mid in these type of scenarios than it is to go bottom. And it may seem like a stretch, but I assure you it's not. You guys going bottom like this is killing your PL. It's actually killing your PL. I want you to look at PL's perspective on the map right now. Where is he supposed to go after this camp? Like, he could go... He's going mid or top, right? I mean, that double to low ground maybe is a bit sus. But, like, he doesn't see anything. Like, this kill by them could easily have been done mid rather than done top. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
He doesn't actually see anything. And the moves you guys are making aren't actually helping him. You know, they're not, like, doing anything for him. And it's like, I either have the carry that needs to be protected, or the carry that or the enemy team has the carry that needs to be protected. Thus, I'm invading. Those are the two options, right? It's like if you have the Weaver, I don't want your farming patterns and movements to be based on like what the Weaver needs from you. You know what I mean? I want you to like
Yeah.
invade the opponent because that's what Weaver wants you to do. But you have a PL. He needs to be protected with the way you play the map. So I'm not telling you to like sit behind him and farm next to him. I'm telling you to push lanes that matter to your PL. Which if you're pushing mid right there and then running towards top, like that odds of that exact engagement happening are just way lower. Like way lower. So it's not like I'm telling you it's your carry, it's your fault your carry is ever gonna die. But I can tell you from a carry player's perspective that when you mid laners do this random ass shit that has nothing to do with my hero, it pisses me off. It really pisses me off. So like even like rank 200 immortal mid laners don't get this shit. I would say the difference between like a rank 200 immortal mid laner and like a top 50-ish, top 25-ish mid laner is that those mid laners play according to their carry way better than like the people that are like ranked 200. Because the funny thing is, your carry, every hero likes to play the map differently. We've already talked about this in a lot of my sessions. I've probably talked to you a bit about it with like the Wraith King distribution and all that kind of stuff. So it's like for you as a Lesh, the first like 12 minutes is all you, baby. You know, like that's like, you know, you're ramping yourself up, you're getting strong, you're accelerating your own game. And then now you're the 2 because you can't have 2 1s, right? Like you just can't. So now at like 12 minutes plus, you're the 2 now. So all that means is that your farm has to come second to the other guy or help the other guy. That's like the 2 options. That's like, so if only one of you is farming, it's the other guy. If both of you are farming, you're taking the more dangerous farm and the farm that enables him to farm. That's like what the distribution of 1 and 2 is. So I would ask yourself to get in the habit of, like, when you're taking this tower, does that help my carry? Like, does that help him? If the answer is no, then, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, that tower just doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to fast forward here.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
So I'd say this type of game, your goal is to force as many engagements mid as possible because your PL is going to be farming top, but you can definitely look to rotate around him. So here's how I look at it, okay? So I have mentioned this time after time. Time after time. Okay, so guys, does anybody know in chat what point I'm about to make? I just looked at this PL's items. What point am I looking to make here? I've made it maybe 3 or 4 times recently. Maybe you know.
I don't really watch carry content.
Okay. Bread lane, shut up. Rotate towards PL. Okay. So there's like a gradient. You know, I'm gonna give that guy a sub. 1 second. There you go. I can't gift him a sub. Why not?
Is he already sub?
Oh, it doesn't say he's a sub next to his name, but then it says he's a sub. That's weird. Can't give him a sub. Okay. Apparently he's a sub, but it doesn't have the sub icon next to his name. So I've talked about this as a carry. It happens to me specifically on PL a lot because I'd say PL is probably the archetype example here. But there's a decent amount of carries that fit this description. So these are the type of carries that they get 1 or 2 items and they're really strong. But they don't want to fight. Meaning like they're not the type that get 1 or 2 items, they're really strong and they're like, let's go smoke. That's not what PL does.
That's not PL, yeah, definitely.
When PL gets 1 or 2 items, what does he do?
He like can play.
So PL gets hood defusal. What's he gonna do now?
He's gonna just keep farming.
He's gonna keep farming. Okay? But he's strong. So what does that mean?
He's kind of like an arc where he wants us to play around him, but he's not going to do anything independently.
Exactly. So why is it so hard for you players to understand at 18 minutes in when I'm PL with defusal plus 1 other item that if you smoke, you're supposed to smoke towards me? Like, how is that so hard? Like, what is wrong with you people? It happens in my games, dude. I'm literally like in my PL game like last week, And I was like, can my team just come top, please? Like, I've got a Manta Diffusal. I'm not going bottom. Can my team just come top at some point in the game? They literally never came top. I was mind blown. I'm in this like 8.8K average game, and my team just never came to me. And I'm like, I'm a PL. Like, I have Manta Diffusal. I'm not coming to you, you know? Like, I'm your boss, not the other way around. Like, you come to me. And so, all I'm saying to you guys is, when you have a carry that PL is the archetypal example, but they want to farm, but they are useful. That's like the description of the carry I'm making here. They want to farm, but they're useful. This is like an anti-mage with Battle Fury Manta. That guy's useful, but he doesn't want to go fight the opponent, right? So, like, if you smoke, you should smoke towards that guy. Because that's, like, the only time you're getting their help. Why not include the second highest net worth guy in the game in your game? You know, why not include him? Like, put him in the game. He's not going to put himself in the game. Like you said, he's not going to, like, look for a fight. He's not going to make some play independently. So time after time, I see this shit where you guys smoke up and then just go bot. Just go towards the PL. You're just taking a fight without PL. Why can't this be at the top tier 2 with PL killing the top tier 2? And you guys may say, BSJ, it worked. Well, if it works without the PL there, I guarantee you it's going to work really well with the PL there. So even though it worked, that's not how I judge my results here. Still makes me mad. Okay.
I'll do better.
We don't. Oh, we got a tower though. That's nice. At least we got a tower. Didn't get the outpost though. Turns out the top tier 2 tower is kind of better just because the outpost is literally right there. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna keep looking at the map. Top lane's pushed. Bottom lane was pushed out by Sand King. Playing their jungle. Seems reasonable to me. Yeah, this is usually a good recipe for success. Pushing top, pushing mid, taking a fight in their jungle. Yeah, okay. Looks fine to me. Got their top tier 2 tower. Gonna TP in. Double damage for PL. Secured Aegis. Okay. Gotta go clean up some lanes first. We didn't do that. We just walked bottom. The top's just gonna be a problem from now on. Okay, we're gonna have to go cut top. Okay, so Sand King TP's top. So now we don't have a Sand King, but we're still playing up their face. A little sketchy there. Definitely be a little more cautious. So now Sand King TP top and you're fighting bottom.
It was indeed pretty scuffed.
There is absolutely nothing you can do to make your PL not do that, okay?
Okay.
But what you can do...
Just say fuck it.
Let me fast forward to when you die here. We die here. But what you can do every single game is right now, just walk at the top fucking lane, dude. Where do you guys want to go?
Their top jungle.
No, you guys want to go triangle. Like, that's what you do after every fucking Aegis skit. There's, like, nothing for you to play for top anymore. There's literally nothing. You took Aegis. You took tier 2 top and mid. There's literally no reason to be top anymore. So what's BSJ philosophy on any part of the map we don't want to play?
Don't go there.
Relieve pressure and then go somewhere else. Like, that's the dead lane. So now, when you take Roche like this, top is dead lane, okay? So you go to dead lane when it's safe, and then you leave. That's how dead lane works. But the point of the dead lane is, you're not actually doing anything there. You're just pushing it so that you don't have to go there ever again. Do you understand that? Like, what that means, the dead lane? Like, you know, for the... Until you get both tier 2s in Roche, or at least top tier 2 in Roche, bottom is going to be the dead lane most games, okay? Like, most of the time, that's going to be the dead lane. So anytime you go there, it's to, like, quickly push out 2 or 3 waves max, relieve some pressure, and then it allows you to go do something else. That's what it does, okay? So at this stage in the game, because the dead lane, the whole idea is it's not necessarily the most dangerous lane. It's the lane where you don't do anything. Like you don't accomplish anything for your team. Like you're not taking any objectives. You're not furthering your team's game plan. You're not like doing anything of merit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just taking some dangerous farm, maybe protecting your own buildings, doing the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. And this is the part in the game where the only way you're ever allowed to do what you do right here is when top lane's at their tier 3. Like, that's like the only time you're allowed to do that. Because what happens here, that I literally told you somebody else is going to have to go top eventually, it looks really awkward now, is because you guys do this, look at what Sand King does. And then because look at what Sand King does. Look at what PL does. Like, he goes bottom when Sand King's top, and then the enemy team's like, what are these fuckers doing? Go kill one of them.
3 waves, yeah.
And then you guys lose your carry when you have Aegis. So, you can't stop your team from playing 3 lanes like this, but you can absolutely prevent them from having to play 3 lanes in the first place. Whenever I take Aegis there, I say, guys, I'm pushing 1 or 2 waves top. I'll join you in 30 seconds. That's my communication. That's it. If they proceed to die from there, it's like way less likely for that than it is for this. I will tell you that when your team TPs back a player like the Sand King does, somebody's going to fuck up very often. It's very easy. It's very easy to fuck up there. Like, your team's supposed to be sitting 4 mid until Sand King finishes top, and then once Sand King comes back through mid, you're supposed to, like, cut bottom. Like, that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, tell some 6Ks to do that, like, it ain't gonna fucking work. So, we have Arcane Rune. Kind of scuffed our Aegis timing there. So now we need to push top and mid. Back to where we were. There's no reason to play bottom now either, so we'd rather just pick the 2 easier lanes, which is top and mid. Sand King's pushing mid, you push top. Looks like you're looking for a potential engagement. I would say this is you guys fighting before you're ready, like, you just don't have BKB, you're just not as strong as you think you are. Those are the type of fights that mainly come with game awareness. Like, there's no, like, specific objective reason why that was wrong. You just weren't supposed, like, based on results, you were supposed to know you weren't strong enough to go there. I don't think anything particularly amazing went wrong there, meaning, like, not one of your guys getting picked off, some crazy shit. You guys literally just tried to take a fight and died. So that's usually when you're just like, oh, I guess we needed more items. That's all that boils down to. I will say that if you, like, just lost Aegis, and you're Radiant, I think, like, invading triangle is just pointless. It just doesn't do anything. Like, it's like, if you're up by 20k, you're, like, crushing the game, sure, like, run it back into their triangle, continue going where you were. But otherwise, it's just not a worthwhile risk. Like, if you really ask yourself, if you're farming top and mid and, like, their entire jungle, like, what's the point of invading the triangle? Like, really, though? Like, what if you're, like, taking a cost analysis here or whatever, like, pros and cons, like, what is the benefit of actually killing their, like, invading their triangle? Like, they're 95% of the time going to have vision there. So if you don't smoke, they're going to see you. And they're sitting on the high ground. They've got the tactical advantage. And you're gaining, like, 2 camps. That you might even lose camps because you go for those 2 camps. You might, like, not farm this camp or something because you farm because you're over there. So it's just like it's just a move that you make when you're, like, fucking really strong, and otherwise there's just, like, no reason to do it, really. So yeah, we're kind of learning our lesson. Back to pushing top and mid. Back to pushing top and mid. Pushing top and mid. We get to do this for 20 minutes as punishment for us chucking the Aegis away. The enemy team gets a smoke play. And now the game's, like, really hard. Looks like the game's pretty much over from here. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's check out the next one. I'm assuming this is Flash as well, you said?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Oh. It's 11 days ago, my friend.
Oh, are you freaking kidding me?
Here, let me see if Open Dota has it, but if it doesn't, I can't do it.
Always getting griefed by this. This happened last time too. I couldn't pull one of the replays I wanted to do.
Yeah, you gotta send me a message ahead of time saying, please download this game, BSJ. I want it so bad. Yeah, they don't have it.
Okay, let me grab another one then. I only kind of have stomps. What is this? 7, 6, and 7. Let's do this game. Alright, I found a replacement. That was like 6 days ago, so
That should
if
work.
if it's not available,
Is it
GG.
Lesh or some other hero?
It's Puck.
Puck. Okay. Have you downloaded that Lesh replay?
Let me see.
That second one?
Let me go see. I have not, no.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah, you don't have it.
So a way I can like send it to you or
You
something?
could send it to me with like Google Docs or Google Drive or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you can send it to me.
Just gonna start downloading all my replays then.
Yeah, if you want it done, you just make sure it's downloaded.
And nothing.
Okay, we got ourselves a Puck replay. I don't play nearly as much Puck as I play Lesh. Not even close. I think I've played like 20 Puck games ever.
Oh wow.
I get to play against him a lot. Or it. So I know conceptually Puck.
So Lush on the enemy team, does that count?
Yeah, there you go. No, I mean I know I conceptually understand Puck very well. I just don't push the buttons enough. Okay, let's forward here. I smell the bacon.
I did not feel good in this lane.
Yeah, I'm kind of noticing like over time I was fast forwarding for a bit.
He always had the creeps where he wanted them, and I felt very awkward.
I think a big part of this is understanding how important your block is. I think in this lane it is important. So, secondly, it seems so simple, but I learned this lesson. So I saw it happen to you, and I was curious, like, if it ever got better. But what if you had something you could point out that you did wrong here? Do you know what it is in this first creep wave?
Aggroing back instantly.
Yes. It's so bad. It seems so small, but it's so bad, actually. Because it sets up this scenario where your range creep dies, his doesn't. And then you just can never walk forward ever again to get this range creep. And then suddenly the lane's like shoving into you, and then you miss 2 range creeps. Like, that's the result of that defensive aggro. And I probably wouldn't have defensive aggro there again. I don't think defensively aggroing here is benefiting you at all. What you're supposed to do, right here, is try to get pot shots on this creep right here. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. So, this is a scenario where a 2K player is like, Jay, well, you told us to drag the range. Well, no, I'm talking to a 6K player, okay? So, the difference here is that a lot of this stuff, when it comes to aggro, is simply experience. It's just simply like, you've done it, and what happens, okay? Like, the way you learn exceptions is by, like, executing the rule all the time, and then just, like, randomly it doesn't work, okay? That's basically what happened to me. So, one reason I lost the mid lane a shit ton in the past, I've actually gotten way better at it, is that in the side lane, it's almost always good to defensively aggro to your range. It's like,
Yeah.
it's very rarely costly to defensively aggro to your range in the side lanes. But in the mid lane, it's way more oftenly costly than it is in the side lanes. So this is like a perfect example. The first creep wave, if you get your own range creep killed and theirs is still alive, you've put yourself at immediate disadvantage. Okay, you have put yourself at immediate disadvantage. I don't think there's really any exceptions to this. So your only way to salvage this is to let these 2 range creeps run into your tower. Because if those 2 range creeps are on their hill, you are never getting them. Okay, like
Yes.
you are never getting them. So you have now forced yourself into a spot where the only good play for you is this to double wave you. Okay, and that's not what you actually want, right? Like in the mid lane, you don't want to get double waved
No, I
like
do
this
not
early.
want to have
You
that.
absolutely don't. But it's better than what's about to happen. Okay? But this was all set up by your initial drag to your range. Okay? So in the mid lane, it is super important that you don't let the other guy shove the lane into you. Like it's actually super important. Like it's okay if like 1 creep's alive and it's at your tower, because that's like usually how you get the lane on your hill. But you don't want 3 creeps running into you. The earlier it is, the worse, because you're level 1. You know, you can't really defend yourself. You don't have any way to like nuke the creeps and hit at the same time. You know, you're still operating with like very few items. As the lane goes on, it gets less and less costly to have that happen to you, but it still like matters later anyways. So if you make a defensively creep aggro move that puts you in this spot, it is just an objectively wrong aggro. And it actually fucks you for like the next 3 minutes. I've been here before where like you can't fix this. Like it is too late. You're like, look how awkward you feel. And that's all because of 2 defensive aggros. The first one is like more costly, but the second one like snowballs it pretty hard. And suddenly it's like 5-0 to 7-2. You know, it's like seems small, but in the mid lane that's a lot. Okay. So this is a situation where, because of how bad the lane's been, you have 2 choices. 1, you think you're going to get a lot done here by harassing him. 2, blocking your next wave really hard. That's like the 2 choices you got. And based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think he particularly cares about you. Like, I don't think your hero really did much there. So, you know, it doesn't take me being some like puck expert to know whether or not you did something there. I just like watched it. I just watched it and I was like, well, what's better? What he did there or like blocking this creep wave to like right here, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So I need you and everyone else to know that when there's 3 creeps running into his tower, you have 2 choices. To block the next wave or to do some sort of significant harass/deny shit. That's like your 2 choices. And it's purely based on how much, you know, effectiveness you have doing the harass/deny shit. And like you said, you're laughing, but it's like, yeah, it didn't really do much there. And so the lane just stayed on his hill.
Yeah.
And that was like, you probably had like 4 opportunities to fix it. You know, one of them was in the form of letting the wave double you. The next one was in the form of like letting him get 3 CS for free under tower. I'd say that was it. That was the 2. So either way, when you fuck up the lane early, you're going to have to concede something to like get it back. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just tell you, just like the side lanes where I tell people if they, you know, the lane's really bad, they should go pull the small camp and shit. Like anything's better than the lane consistently being bad. The same shit applies in the mid lane. It's just like executed differently. It's like the lane equilibrium is bad. It's like constantly sitting on their hill and shit. You're going to have to give up something to fix it, or at least you should try to fix it. So, I mean, obviously it's ideal that you don't do it in the first place, but shit happens sometimes. My goal is that it's not ever unforced, you know, that you did something to like make it happen rather than like him outplaying you or something going wrong. That's when it's like, okay, you know, you can't, that's going to happen sometimes. Okay. I think the stick was a bit, much. All I'll just say is like, whenever I'm losing the early lane, I'll just go for an earlier bottle. Like, I'll just skip as much as I can to get that bottle on any hero I play. I've noticed a lot of mid laners do that. So that's kind of like getting a feel for when your bottle's going to come. It's like by buying the stick, you didn't get your bottle before 4 minutes, so then
So I had to buy it style, yeah.
so that yeah, it's like a snowball effect, right? It's like all it is a feel of how many items you can buy before bottle without being gimped. Like ideally, you want to delay the bottle, right? Because like any other item you buy, like a null talisman, that's like free mana regen and spell amp. Stick, that's just like free charges over time, you know, like. But for bottle, you know, you only have 3 sips before that 4 minute.
Yeah.
Rune. But you want those 3 sips before the 4 minute rune. So it's all based on whether or not you're winning or not. So it's like if you had 7 more CS, you would have this stick plus a bottle, right? But you don't. So you're like at a stick without the bottle yet. That's how I look at it, at least. Okay. This looks like my games against Quinn, man. I'm chase the tier 2.
I was like, is this guy actually going to chase you through my triangle?
Yeah, you did the best you could with it, I think.
Spam Q and hope it comes off cooldown.
By the way, in this specific game, I wouldn't have been like overly hesitant to just skip coil at level 6.
Yeah,
It sounds a bit nuts, but like I think I would have delayed it a level here. And it's not just like, you know, hindsight 2020. It's like you're behind a bit, you're not gonna have kill threat on the Lesh, you're defending your tower, you need to like recover for a bit.
Yeah.
Notice how like your first rotation was fruitless because you're losing. He's like faster than you, literally. Yeah, so it's like I've noticed this that really good mid laners will like skip a point like this. You know, like I played Quap 2 games in a row 2 weeks ago, and the first game I like took my ulti at 6, and the second game I skipped it until 8, kind of thing. And it's just like a good sense of like what it takes to use your ulti, and it's mainly like what it takes to be aggressive, whether or not you're behind so you can't be aggressive, or whether or not you're just like in an even lane where the best way to capitalize on like the evenness of the lane is to just farm more. So yeah, I would just say you can get a general sense for when you're actually rotating. Like I would have just preferred to take a second point in silence there, and then you're just gonna push the lane a bit faster, and then, yeah, and then level 7 you go for that rotation. You're at the point where you're gonna have to start like, you know, adjusting your skill builds from game to game and shit. Thoughts?
I thought he was gonna run towards me, so this was kind of awful. When I couldn't actually do anything. I also just TP without coil.
Okay. Combination of 2 things here. You're TPing without your one spell that like catches people. First. Second off, what's like an important thing to consider when you TP? As a
What's gonna happen to my lane?
What's gonna happen in your lane when you leave?
Yeah.
You're against you know, some Queen of
Lush
Pain.
is gonna wreck
You're
my
against
tower.
some like Queen of Pain. She's probably gonna either rotate somewhere else or like, you know, maybe do like 400 damage to your tower. Lush is literally gonna fucking kill your tower. Like,
yeah.
So all that means for people who haven't like heard this conversation before is that the more you give up by leaving your lane, the better this rotation better fucking be. You know, like this better be some like godly rotation. Like this is like a 3-man coil that leads to a triple kill. Like that's what it takes to mitigate that Lesh taking your tower. Like that's what it takes. Otherwise, this just isn't worth it. I would argue that's probably never worth it. It's like, if you guys can keep your mid tower alive until 10 minutes every game, you'll just win like way more games. You're just gonna win way more games. There's really nothing else to say other than like it matters so fucking much, man. That mid tower matters so much. And if you felt like you did everything you possibly could and you end up losing your mid tower, like fuck it. You know, that's life. Like, it happens. I'm not telling you that you should be able to keep your mid tower alive at 10 minutes. You know, if you watch pro games, people lose their mid tower early sometimes. But, like, honestly, most of the time, it's some guy fucking up. It really is. Like, unless the opponent brings, like, 4 heroes, most of the time, it's the mid laner making a bad rotation or, like, losing the lane too badly or something like that. You know, they're losing by 2 levels or whatever. Hardly
Sad.
ever is there, like, a normal mid lane where it's about even. Nobody makes any crazy rotations, and somebody's mid tower is just dead. That just doesn't happen. Like, very rarely. So, just, if you want, like, the statistically accurate play here, just don't lose your tower. I need you to understand, as a carry player, when you lose mid to a Lesh DP DK, what are they gonna do?
Gonna go with the carries tower.
They're gonna go to my lane.
Yeah, their duty is done in their eyes.
And I say, what the fuck, mid laner? Why do I have a Lesh at my top tower as I've already lost my mid tower? Looks like Lesh didn't even take top tower. His team just took it. Never mind, but
Yeah.
usually they just walk at the fucking tower and kill it instantly.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So you're trading here, you TP in. You like Doom a creep?
Radiant's middle tower.
I don't know what he did.
I just have to see. What did he do?
Oh, he did have Doom.
No, he doomed the Lesh. How did the oh, I thought the Lesh Yules himself, but he was just invis on the coil. I see.
Did he die or get denied?
No, he got denied, yeah.
Sad.
Sad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, what did you do?
What?
It looked like you zoomed out.
Oh. Yeah, I can zoom out. I have to be out of player perspective though.
Oh no, it looked like it changed a bit and it looked really weird.
I can't see. Okay. So we're in some wonky ass fucking game right now. Our Alk is farming, and we lost both our top and mid tower. So this is pretty much what happens to the map every game. It's also very important that rather than trying to defend that tier 2 when you have fort, that you just secure that bottom tower. It's really important that if you lost your mid and top tower, that you get that bottom tower. It is so fucking important that you get that bottom tower. So the emphasis on that is because the further behind you are in towers, the harder and harder it is to get a single tower.
Yeah.
And so notice how you gave up the opportunity at like 11 minutes in to get that bottom tower. It looked like it was pretty much guaranteed to die. It was like you and Legion hitting it with a catapult, and now it's just still there. So usually the next chance we have to get the tower is the next catapult, and so we effectively took this tower 5 minutes later. I can just tell you, as the alchemist, like, his space to farm is heavily limited by the fact that that tower is still alive. So if you didn't have fort, of course, don't let that Lesh fucking take your tier 2. But you have to play for your own objectives when it comes to that one tower bottom. That one tower is so fucking important when you're losing. I don't like Witchblade here. You're like losing pretty bad. I know you have an alchemist that's absolutely free farming. I personally think it's your job to be alive. Like I think like I'm pretty sure like Yule's Blink or like something of the sorts is what you're supposed to build here. I guess like Witchblade's okay. I don't play too much Puck.
My idea was I wanted to like have damage for the duel, like when we were playing for 4, and I didn't really adjust my items to how the game was going.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think Witchblade's bad on Puck. I just think if you're having like a really bad game, like it doesn't particularly help you. In
Yeah, it's not. It's an ahead item.
Yeah. So I feel like at this stage, so just to conceptualize this for you and everyone else watching, is it's similar to the Lesh game, where if you're having a really good start on Lesh, you can tend to rush Boots of Travel. Like, why can you do that? If you're
Because
having a really good start on Lesh.
you're gonna get it at a reasonable time, and it's not gonna really hinder how you're gonna play the game.
And all you're doing is, like, you're doing the same thing on the map while you're doing it, right? Like, you're clearing all these waves and shit.
Yeah,
And you're still able to do that while you buy Boots of
it,
Travel?
it doesn't change.
The way you
like,
play, right?
Yes, you can
So-
already do what you need to, so you can buy the boots.
Yeah, so you can then buy the Boots of Travel. So it's a similar idea on a hero like Puck, where Witchblade doesn't actually, like, Witchblade doesn't actually help you do what you
Yeah,
need to do on the map, right? But like,
see
if you
that.
get it early enough, you can clear waves and then also have extra damage to kill
Yeah,
people.
I'm already strong, and then I can just buy Witchblade.
Yes, but if you're like behind at this point, all I need you to do is be alive killing creeps. That's like all I need you to do. You know what I mean? Like, I need that creep clearing, map pressure shit to be done by you. So,
Yeah, I think I said at this point, I was like, I just gotta keep pushing waves for Alk. all I
yeah,
gotta do.
and you realize it at some point if you think about it hard enough that you're like, geez, all I have to actually do is push waves here. So that's why I said like I bought like Yule's Blink or some
Yeah.
shit, like just something that keeps me alive. Like that's
Unkillable build.
Dude, whenever I'm like losing as a mid or an offlaner and we're like buying times for some guy, I just build to fucking live, dude. I just build to go clear some creeps. That's all I do. Cause like when you have an Alk like this, all you need to do is give him some time and you've done your job. You don't need to kill people. You don't need to offer anything, honestly. You just need to be alive. When I'm Alk like this and I have a Puck with a Witchblade and he's like dying off cooldown, it's like fucking miserable. And I watch him, I'm like, can he just not die to that Grimstroke Phantom anymore, please? So it happens a decent amount, okay? Like it even happens in my bracket. So I don't think I've ever actually discussed that out loud. So I think that's like good for me to have to articulate that. But clearing waves and shit comes first, and the reason you can go these luxury, either Boots of Travel type luxury items or luxury damage items like Witchblade is because it's early enough in the game that your hero can do the job of pushing waves anyways. So yeah, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I just want you top right now, you know, like shoving that out in their tier 2 and then like, you know, blinking into the trees and TPing bottom. You're kind of just playing with your team, holding each other's dicks while out farms. It's like, sure, maybe Alk's gonna carry you. Well, you're not like getting any net worth here. I mean, you're getting kills, so you're like getting net worth, but in the grand scheme of things, the damage of the Witchblade is not heavily influencing what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what's always confusing about this, to me, which is kind of funny. So there's this like top fight going on, and UTB back, which is like reasonable. It just has to show you how bad like the average 6K mid laner is. So in this scenario,
Tragic.
how are you guys going to capitalize on killing people?
Taking objectives?
What objectives are your heroes poised to take?
Roshan?
I mean, dude, look at the fucking map.
Oh, I guess not poised to say. We're like top tier 1.
But your Alk, the guy that hits Roche, is bottom.
Oh, I thought he was a different color.
No, you're
yes.
fine. You're fine. So Alk's bottom. So what are you guys going to do with this engagement win?
Absolutely nothing.
You're going to hit a lot of creeps, and you're going to push all the waves. So when there's no clear objective, you just push all the waves and farm all the creeps. So all that does is it sets up the map such that when the opponent's alive again, all 3 lanes are shoved into their towers, and you guys have gotten like an extra 2k gold off the map or something like that, you know? As a team. So the funny thing about what I said about how bad you mid laners are is what should this Alk do?
Keep pushing in bot wave?
Just
Or
keep shoving bottom. And what should you do?
go shove mid or
Go shove
top?
mid. But this just shows how bad you mid laners are. Look what this Alk does. He's lost all faith in you fuckers. There's no faith in you. He just went mid. Look at bottom and mid now. Like, why is this bottom lane not pushed? Yeah. Same engagement happening top. Would love to see an extra creep wave or two farm the bottom. That's all I would like to see. Same thing happening here. But hey, we managed to buy enough time for Alk. Looks like he's gonna carry us. That's nice.
Sad.
Oh, imagine how if you just like kept your mid tower alive because you didn't TP bottom here. And
Yeah,
then,
it would be a lot nicer.
And like I would just say your items are more geared towards surviving. And you'd get an extra 4 or 5 creep waves in the mid game there. You'd probably be like a little extra level ahead or so at like not extra level ahead, extra level up at like 18 minutes or so. But other than that, like your plays aren't terrible, obviously. So I think you learned a crucial lesson with the aggro shit here in the lane. I don't know if you've ever learned that lesson. I had to learn that pretty recently, maybe like 4 months ago. And then yeah, these mid lane rotations for you are definitely really awkward. Do you have like another game? Because we got about 20 minutes left.
You're gonna pause it before my outplay. Come on.
Oh, okay. We got outplay. Okay.
Easy clap. That was it.
Okay, man. We all get excited about different things. What's your? Do you have another game to watch today?
Yeah,
or no?
I have a.
Glad you got some pride out of that one, man.
My Discord's been doing this thing where I start typing and then it just crashes.
You're fine. You can go and type whenever. We need
Let me
to get
open
LD in here. Let me Twitter DM him real quick. We need to queue up the WoW.
I'm gonna open up Discord web browser to send it to you before I crash out again. Alright, this one was like an Omega stomp, but I did have some questions about it.
Okay. Sure, man. Cue the guy that just shows up for the replay. Why is this guy flexing? That always happens.
Yeah, that'll happen on the YouTube comments. Flex submission, kick W, one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what are your questions?
It was like I was thinking about it today, you know, because I have this and I like, oh, what replays am I gonna send in? And this one just crossed my mind because I played it recently. When it's like, assuming the enemy doesn't have some Alk AM, when it's acceptable to not be running at the guy that I'm just Omega good against, like, you know, he's playing his triangle and I want to be diving him or with my team or whatnot if I can, but like I also need to take objectives and finding the space to do other things other than actually barrel at this guy, if it's even necessary, or I just should always run at him. I do just constantly run at this guy the entire game, no matter where he is.
So we're gonna quote. I was listening, but we're gonna quote Quakeful real quick here.
Okay.
What is the benefit of leveling Jingu level 1?
It was worthless. I realized that as soon as he put down acid spray.
So if you are Quakefa, what is the benefit of leveling your Jingu level 1?
I'm gonna take a big trade with the guy and then get denies.
Yeah! All you can use that extra 40 damage for is to deny. That's like the only worthwhile thing you can do with this shit. So why do I see you at 300 health against a hero that has no threat against you, and you're just letting him get 3 creeps? What am I watching? How is he just allowed to de-aggro, like defensively aggro that shit and kill it, dude? Walk up and fucking deny that shit. You hit for 100 damage.
I had some PTSD from the acid spray.
I mean, if like you're afraid of like dying over time to an acid spray, like, you know, you have a salve. That's why you bought the salve. So you're literally losing in CS to an Alk right now.
Sad.
He should have gotten all 3 of those creeps denied for sure. This is when you deny 3 creeps and then fly yourself another salve and then you do it again.
Oh, I think right now I buy 2 salves just because I want to keep doing this to the guy.
Dude, deny the creeps, bro. Okay, you killed him.
Yeah, buy 2 salves because I want to keep doing that.
I mean, I just feel like, dude, why are we stunning? I mean, do you really need that? Maybe. Okay, we gotta deny.
No. It's
Okay,
it's elite.
deny.
Watch.
I'm watching.
I think that was it.
You're weird. Okay.
Words of affirmation. You're weird.
Yeah, you get enthusiastic about very strange things. So yeah, this is good. I see Gunner do this. So I was gonna say you're gonna start. Okay, so you force him away from there. Okay, you're diving with a salve going. Pushing the wave. I don't think that illusion rune really did anything. I feel like I would have prioritized the 2 creeps for the illusion rune.
Just wait.
I mean, like, okay, dude. I'm glad you get excited about using that illusion rune for a bounty rune.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like you could have just like
honestly
walked
worthless.
over there and taken it, but you know.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep shoving in the mid wave. I mean, I like the aggression, but I mean, when you ask me, like, when you're not supposed to do this, it's literally, like, when you just can't do it anymore. Like, when I talked about with, like, how Lesh and you even mentioned Monkey King being in this category, there's, like, based on the opponent lineup, at some point, you just aren't a raid boss anymore. And it's really important that you know, at max, maybe have 1 death when you aren't a raid boss anymore. But you're supposed to keep doing this until you're not a raid boss anymore. But you're running around. I'd say, like, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're, like, first 2 waves as a mid laner are pretty weak. I think mine were pretty weak for a long time, too. I used to lose maybe 80% of my mid lanes in the first 2 creep waves. So I'd say your, like, understanding of execution of the first 2 waves is not very good. The first one is understanding when to not aggro to your range. This one's more about, you know, what to use your skill for. You know, Jingu doesn't really do anything other than deny, so if you're gonna like use it and just not deny, pretty much a waste. I mean, they have Alk AM, and I'm just watching this on fast forward, you walking back and forth between creeps, or sorry, between lanes. Like, I'd say this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I don't think there's any, like... I wouldn't have any major issues with how you're playing the mid game here. And like I said, the only time you stop is when their heroes can actually stop you. So, like, their Lions, like, not even level 6, like, they literally can't do anything. They have nobody to make space. They have Anti-Mage Alk and a Lion that's not level 6. Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna get ran over. Whoever picked last between Alk and AM's a griefer. I don't think it's a bad... Yeah, I don't think it's bad to submit games like this. But because of what I'm seeing, I'd like to see any game you have where I watch just at least your first 2 creep waves, because your first 2 creep waves are generally pretty bad.
I'll go grab a replay. Oh gosh, total buff. Okay, this one. I don't even know what game it is. I just clicked it.
I'm ready.
Oh, I sent you the full link.
It's fine. I can copy paste the number. Thank you, Hated Dota 3. You're the exact guy I said would show up in the session. I appreciate you being like that.
Then he's like, "What is this flex?"
Yeah, he said, why do people submit replays like this? I said queue up the guy that's gonna say that. And thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being that guy. Hated Dota 3. The ego behind this replay. Thank you, Rydell, for being another one. Okay, so who are you in this one? You are
the Void Spirit.
The Void Spirit. You're really bad at blocking.
Yeah. See, I used to block every game, and then people flame me for not picking up the bounty runes. So then I started picking up the bounty runes every game.
I see.
And I kind of fallen out of practice. Oh yeah, this was rough as well.
What do you think Quinn would do right now?
Good kill the ranged.
I mean, really? Like, if you go kill that range, what's gonna happen? Do you understand tower aggro?
Yeah.
Okay. How does tower aggro work?
Oh, I thought my other two melees were coming. Sorry, I thought he pulled the rest of them. I guess I aggro back and then it sends my other two onto them and try to get the range done before he's there because he has flame guard.
I guarantee you, what like any top tier mid laner would do right now is start auto attacking melee creeps. Like while this creep gets dragged into the tower, they're like attacking this one really hard. Like they're just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. Your guys like why you have to do that, or is that just like
They even it out.
like you're just minimizing the fact that this lane's gonna shove into your tower? You don't
Yeah.
want that second wave in your tower, do you?
No.
We're talking about the second wave, right? We don't want the second wave in our tower. So by you not minimizing this at all, look what happens, right? It's not this first wave that we're concerned about. This one's 100% going into our tower. But because this wave's alive for an extra like 3 or 4 seconds, this is what happens to the second wave. You don't want this. Like, if it's unavoidable, so be it. But you don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the reason I'll actually ask you, why is it bad to have that second wave in your tower like that?
He gets level 3 first. After that one dies and mine pushes back into him, then he gets the second one, and because my creeps died at his tower, he's gonna have level 3 and I'm on his high ground. Right here.
How hard is that to understand? That second wave being in your tower doesn't benefit you at all. It doesn't give you a level timing, right? So like
Yeah.
there's no reason for that. You already told me like that's exactly what the answer is. But like
Thinking back, this happens to me a lot.
Yeah, I'm telling
I'm
you.
level 3 and they have creeps and they're walking at me and I'm just like immediately level 2, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like your first 2 creep waves are really bad. So like a lot of this is like a general understanding of what you just don't want to happen, you know, like and you can work to avoid it. Like my biggest noticing of mid lane that I see like at the very start is that people hit the creeps pretty much no matter what. Like the guy that's Void Spirit will just walk up and hit the creeps. So I'm actually going to have you share your screen with me.
Okay.
I am going to have you. I'm going to test this.
Do you want Dota shared or what?
Yeah, share your Dota. Okay, so your screen is showing to me.
There it is. I think
I'm
you need to hit
seeing-
under the
I'm
monitor.
seeing
There's a little
your-
arrow. I think it's to switch
I'm
to
gonna,
what
I'm
I'm
gonna
showing.
stop streaming. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna make this full screen. We're gonna let me quickly set this up so people can see this. Display capture, add source. Display capture, add a new source. Okay. Love Dota. Okay. So I'm gonna have you load up last hit training. You can play Void Spirit.
Okay.
Without blocking, I need you to get the last hit and the deny on the first 2 creeps.
The middle ones.
Yeah, the ones that die first. I need you to get the last hit and the deny. No blocking or anything. Try again. Like start over.
Oh. I didn't even know there was a restart button.
You kind of cheated by blocking there.
Oh, did I block?
Yeah, you did. But don't worry
Yeah.
about it. My quiz question for you is pretty much our final lesson for the lesson. Is what's the only way that you can get those?
by forcing them to like die quicker by hitting them.
So, what are you realizing as like a very simple example here?
Hitting them is good.
Yeah. It seems so obvious if I just tell you to load up this last hit trainer and get both the first last hit and first deny. There is no other way to do it than to auto attack that first creep like 5 times. So if one guy does that and the other guy doesn't, the guy who does it simply has more control over the lane. Is that like not super fucking obvious when you think about it now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I've been doing it on like range shows, and then I just end up getting denied.
So I would say it's more important on heroes. I would say it's on average. So what Koikfa taught me, he's actually in chat, is that
Oh wow.
you can I'll stop sharing my screen to Twitch here and stop
Okay.
watching you. So what he taught me was that on like heroes like Venge and Drow, the only thing you can do to like make sure they don't deny you, what can you actually do? What's your tool for like making sure nobody denies you when you're like a Venge or a Drow? Like,
Just walking closer. Oh,
okay, that's true. Like that helps you get the CS at a better timing. But like, if you have 58 damage and they have 65, and you're just a Drow, how do you get the last hit?
pull it back to you.
Okay, so let's just assume the guy then walks at it. What's like the only way you can reliably make that guy not auto attack deny your creep?
Start clicking him.
Kind of. Not really though. You only hit for 58 damage. Would he trade you hitting him 3 times for a deny? I think so.
The
Somebody in chat
only
said-
way. I don't have it up. I'm not cheating. I mean, I could cast abilities on it, but
Create a situation where the other guy has to choose between denying your creep and something else. So what's the only other thing that you could make him do that he might choose over denying your creep?
deny his.
You mean by going for your creep, like getting his last hit. Do you realize this? Like, do you
Say it
understand what I'm? Okay, the only way to ensure you don't get denied on Drow in the first creep wave would be to make your creep die at the exact same time his is dying, so then he can't get the last hit and the deny.
So then I'm not clicking that creep? Or to
You're
match the amount of
clicking
damage
it
we're
as
doing?
much as he's clicking it.
Okay.
Like you see that? Like that's the only
Not
thing
just
you can do.
not just right click and sit there and just
Yeah,
keep
so the
like,
point is
autoing.
if you make the opponent creep die earlier than your own, and the other guy's like a melee hero with more damage than you, he's just gonna like tank some autos from you and just deny the creep. Like that's what he's
So
gonna do.
the way I interpreted it was I'm going for the optimal. I get the last hit and then I also get the deny on my creep because there's such an HP differential. But you want me to just leverage
But you
them both
can't
dying at the same
win that.
time.
But you can't
Yeah.
win that. Like that's exactly what he taught me. He's like, you don't have control over that. So rather than going for like the play that you would make when you have all the control,
Yeah, I'm playing like I'm able to. Like
Yeah,
playing
and
in
you're
the ideal situation when I can't.
yeah, so it's kind of funny where like it seems so simple to me, but it's ever since then I've realized when I'm playing these like ranged fuckers, I just have to fuck with the creeps. And I have to make the other guy choose between denying and last hitting. And at that point you learn to start read people because sometimes they'll still just go for the deny. So if you're learning that guy's prioritizing the denies, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna take the last hit for free. Oh, no, other side. Deny his creep instead.
Yeah,
I
you're
had
gonna
it
go
backward.
for the deny. Like you're instead of trading last hits, you're trading denies. Like, that's not ideal or whatever, but it's better than him getting the deny and you not getting a deny.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you can start to see like certain people favor different heroes differently, certain players are just different. Like even after one creep wave, you can usually tell if the opponent's favoring last hits or denies. Like you can kind of tell. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
that's what I realized. You had to start like reading people of whether or not they're going for that last hit or the deny because you made them choose, right? You forced them in a spot where they had to choose, and then the fact is there's the human factor there, so people are gonna choose a bit differently every time. So, yeah, it's just kind of funny because that's a lesson I learned like 3 months ago. Like I was like, I straight up can't lane these guys mid. They just get like 3 denies on me. But then I watched Koikfo play Venge, And even though he usually loses his lane because Venge is like a fucking ass laner, he would lose by like 5 less CS than I would. You know, like he'd have a much closer lane than I would in like the same matchup. And it was just because he was creating a lot of situations where the opponent couldn't do both. And that's a lot of like realizing if you can't play to control the lane, you're playing to like not allow the opponent to control the lane. So yeah, I do think your first 2 creep waves, you could easily watch like all 4 of these replays that we just watched and talked about. That approach for that would be a huge deal for you. I would say every game I watched, you misplayed the first 2 creep waves. Even in the Alg vs Monkey King game, you were like losing the first 2 creep waves, dude. Like Alg vs Monkey King, you were losing the first 2 creep waves.
Sometimes you're bad.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, if that doesn't
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you
yeah.
that you have an issue in the first 2 creep waves,
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
losing, I was losing my first 2 creep waves to every good mid laner. Like every single one was just crushing me in the first 2 creep waves. Like it was bad. The lane would be so over by the second creep wave that like it's GG. You know, like in the mid lane. Like he's gonna get level 6 when I'm like level 4 3/4, and then the lane's
Oh,
just like
yikes.
fucking over. You know, like I'm talking when I'm playing against like Ryoya, Quinn, Gunner,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, Bryle. I would play those players and I just get shafted. Nowadays I still lose because they're better mid laners than me, but I don't lose by like some ridiculous margin that the game's
Yeah, it's
unwinnable.
closer.
Yeah, so that's like it's a big difference, you know, if I'm ever forced to go mid. So, yeah, man. Do you have any final questions before we wrap it up?
No, that's it, pretty much.
Sweet, man. Hope you learned something again.
Well,
Good luck.
thanks for having me.
Yep. See ya, dude.
Have a good one.
Peace.